So, do you remember early this year, Nelson Peltz, the activist investor for Disney, was buddied up with Elon Musk, wasn't he? He was buddied up with Elon Musk. And he's walking around. We've seen photographed with him a few times. Elon Musk had major beef with Disney as well. Well, it turns out Nelson Peltz introduced Elon Musk to Donald Trump. So Nelson Peltz essentially takes the credit for this situation that has happened. So I'm amazed. It's just quite funny, to be honest. So let's take a look. Hit subscribe if you're newer, guys. Turn those bell notifications on. But yeah, Nelson Peltz introduced Elon Musk to Donald Trump over the Disney issues. And now apparently Bob Iger is racing to make the House of Mouse more pro-Trump. All right then. Not the turn of events I thought I would ever see, but yeah, interesting. So Nelson Peltz, Elon Musk and Donald Trump are three very rich men who have made a lot of waves in the last year. I'll leave this article linked down below, by the way. So Trump shocked the world with a stunning electoral victory. I don't know if he really shocked the world, to be honest. But, you know, good. Musk, the world's richest man, has obviously become a champion for free speech. And he kind of has, to be fair. I don't think he's the free speech absolutist that people make him out to be, but he's done a pretty good job of it. So he's going to be serving as the Department of Government Efficiency, the head of that, which is Doge, which is just hilarious. I love that. But it does need to happen, right? Like, that does need to happen. You know, there is endless wastage in governments. They just spend utter shit. Well, they spend money on utter shit. It's just a complete waste of cash flow that comes out of governments. The UK especially, there's loads of waste there. You know, you need someone like this. Now, obviously, Peltz waged the proxy war, didn't he? So he did a proxy war against Bob Iger, trying to get a seat at the table of Disney. So whilst Peltz obviously failed, apparently he takes, you know, essentially all responsibility for Trump and Musk being a pair. So he says, quote, "I was a matchmaker." All right, interesting. "I don't know that Donald would have had this sweeping victory without Elon's help. Elon was in Pennsylvania. I thought he was going to be Dutch or something. Amazing. He was there almost full time. He came to New York every now and then to say hello. But other than that, he was there. He was there. And I take my hat off to him. I mean, he got the bit in his teeth and he wanted it to work. And if Donald gives him the opportunity, he will cut costs. And that's what we need to do. We need to cut costs, which we do. All governments need to cut costs. Just frivolous spending. Peltz said that he brought the two men together at a breakfast, which also included his son Diesel. And after that fateful breakfast with Nelson Peltz, both Elon and Donald worked together to completely upset the political establishment. So he says, look, I'm very pleased. I'm very optimistic. The alternative was ridiculous. So Peltz also took the opportunity to reflect on his proxy war. He referred to the Disney board as being inept and corrupt, which they are. Obviously, we've seen declining profits. Before reflecting positively on the appointment of James Gorman as its new chairman. Gorman is heading up the search for Iger's replacement, and Peltz believes that was part of the reason why Disney stock recently saw an upswing following Trump's domination of the Electoral College. So in a roundabout way, it seems as though Peltz may have brought change to the Disney company after all by facilitating the meeting of the victorious duo. Inside sources alleged to the New York Post that Iger and Disney's higher-ups are making sweeping changes in the wake of Trump's win, scrambling to add conservative pro-Trump voices to shows like The View. Oh, this is interesting. With Trump securing both a decisive electoral college win and becoming the first Republican candidate to secure the popular vote in 2 decades, it becomes clear that Hollywood celebrity voices are detached from the wants and needs of the average American. They're just detached generally. They're detached from all reality, quite frankly. They don't understand what the average person cares about. They just don't. Tried and true media organisations like Disney's ABC are losing out to civilian journalists and content creators who spoke the true will of the majority of Americans in the election cycle. So that means in the newly reshaped USA, legacy media outlets and even massive companies like Disney are trying to make sweeping changes, basically, so they don't fall into irrelevancy, which makes sense. I mean, you're pretty close to being irrelevant as it is, especially The View. The show's 6 hosts include 2 conservative women. They're all staunchly anti-Trump, and in the weeks since the presidential election, there have been daily tirades on the ABC daytime talk show, The View. Hosts have been lambasting the people of the US for the choice they made, which is mental. Whoopi Goldberg, did you know recently, Whoopi Goldberg recently tried to make out she was a working person. Just an average working Joe. She got a net worth of 60 million, compared herself with the working class Americans who are concerned about the economy. Famous working class person, Whoopi Goldberg. Mental. Like, actually mental. So according to the New York Post, ABC News Group President Deborah O'Connell, her boss Almin Karamedovic, have been holding intense sit-downs with various executive producers and editorial leadership. Quote, the View is facing pressure from higher-ups. Viewers can expect some major changes, including bringing in new panelists that can bring in a pro-Trump perspective. Didn't you think they should have had that anyway, if you were trying to be objective, just generally? Everyone on The View endorsed Kamala Harris. They lost. They're out of touch with America. For a show about different perspectives, The View doesn't seem to have any when it comes to Trump. ABC bosses don't want to alienate the pro-Trump demographic. You mean the majority? The literal majority. So there you go. I mean, look, I think this is hilarious. I'm just scrolling back up to the article because I just think it's comical as hell. Literally. Yeah, I did it. I introduced them. I did it. I did it all. Like, I think that's amazing. I think that's great. That's absolutely brilliant. What a legend. So, yeah, Nelson Peltz. The ire of Disney continues, basically. You know, he's the thorn in Disney's side. I wonder if Elon Musk is ever going to come out and say anything about this. I think this is amazing, though. Like, genuinely, that's great. Nelson Peltz introduced Elon Musk to Donald Trump. He was the middleman, the matchmaker, the business. You know, the sort of business matcher on all of this situation. That's brilliant. That's so good. Oh, that's amazing. So there you go. What do you say to this? If it wasn't for him, do you think this win could have happened? I think so, generally. But I also do think that the situation could have been different. But I still think the outcome of the election would have been the same. But let me know what you think down below. I'd love to hear it. Take care. Bye-bye now.